folks, welcome back to Mr. P's Film Review, and I'm here to do another retro review from the year 1997, and this time I'm going to be talking about L.A Confidential, the brilliant crime thriller directed by Curtis Hanson, and it's based upon a novel of the same name, and this film features a flawless cast, including Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe, Kevin Spacey, David Strathairn, James Cromwell, and Kim Basinger. In this movie, we see three detectives investigate a brutal murder at a coffee shop, and then they discover that the culprits and the corruption involved leads to their own police department. As always guys, before we go any further, hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit that alarm bell as well so you get notifications when the video is going to be uploaded, and give this video a like as well. L.A Confidential is a film that no matter how many times I watch it, it just gets better and better each and every time. I was apprehensive when this movie was released back in the 90s because there was a whole lot of hype surrounding it. And usually when a film is hyped and I go in to see it, sometimes it doesn't meet my expectations, or I sometimes think, okay, that was a bit overrated. It was good, but not as good as I thought it was going to be. That is not the case for L.A Confidential. This is a brilliant movie with a very complex plot, done in the same vein as another Hollywood classic, Chinatown, directed by Roman Polanski. The late Curtis Hanson was a brilliant director who was known for telling gripping and intense stories. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle and The River Wild. And he works his magic here with L.A Confidential. Whilst his filmography was short, it was very impressive, and this stands out as his best work. L.A Confidential, under Curtis Hanson's direction, he has given us one of the most intelligent, well-written, and most influential movies of the late 90s. And it takes the good cop, bad cop notion against the Hollywood backdrop, and I found that to be brilliant. And this movie rightly deserved to have the acclaim that it has, and it is currently sitting at a 99% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. This is a beautifully shot film, and I liked how he captured the 1950s. Curtis Hanson captured the authenticity and realism of that era. Not aesthetic-wise, but also just in terms of what was going on with the police departments at that time. So you got corruption, you got police brutality. There was an incident in the early scene of the film where you see the police officers beating up a gang of Mexicans who had assaulted one of their police officers. That actually happened in real life. You see the police brutality towards blacks in the movie. Actresses who go to Hollywood to get facelifts to try to make themselves look like movie stars. The things that were happening now were happening back then. It is a film that shows what Hollywood was then and what it is now. In terms of, it can be very smutty, it can be very gritty, and is laced with broken dreams and morally corrupt people. L.A Confidential is a movie that deals with murder, betrayal, romance, redemption. It is a very suspenseful and a very gripping movie. Curtis Hanson has given us, as a director, film noir at its best. The set designs, the costume designs, they are all superb and they are all on point. The cinematography in this movie captures Los Angeles and it makes it another character in the movie, and it is so beautiful and very lush. And the cinematography is courtesy of Dante Spinotti, who has worked with Michael Mann on Heat, he worked with him on Last of the Mohicans, and worked with him on Insider, and he captures some beautiful angles of Los Angeles. Jerry Goldsmith is a brilliant composer, and he was Oscar nominated for his musical score in this movie, and it is beautiful. It is dense, it is dark, and it is very gripping. And I think this has to be one of the best musical scores that he's ever done for a movie. Curtis Hanson has assembled a flawless cast of actors who deliver career best performances. In particular, Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe, who both got their start on the 1980s TV show Neighbours. And what was interesting was, when I was doing my research for the movie, the producers did not want two unknown Australian actors to participate in this movie. Hence why they added well-known actors such as Kevin Spacey and Danny DeVito. But Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe give career best performances. In particular, Guy Pearce. He was outstanding in this movie. And when you're up against veterans such as James Cromwell and in particular Kevin Spacey, they will usually act you off the screen. But Guy Pearce was excellent in this role. Kevin Spacey, as always, he gives a more subtle performance than we usually expect from Kevin Spacey. And his character Jack Vincent, who is a celebrity cop, who is more interested in fame than the arrests, he gave us a very complex character here. And there was one interesting scene where Guy Pearce's character speaks to Kevin Spacey's character and tells him, okay, Why did you want to become a cop? Because Guy Pearce's character, his father was brutally murdered and he wishes to avenge his father's murder. And when he asks Kevin Spacey's character, why did he want to become a cop? He has this very somber look in his face and he's like, you know what, I don't know. And this man has allowed years of corruption, turning the other way, focusing on the fame rather than focusing on the case. And it has had an impact on him. And that was one of my favourite scenes in the movie. And there was just some brilliant acting amongst this cast here. You've got superb support from brilliant character actors from the likes of David Strathairn, James Cromwell. You've got the brilliant Danny DeVito as the voiceover and as the writer on the QT and Very Hush Hush, who works alongside Jack Vincennes in terms of getting cases and paying him so he can report it. Kim Basinger won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, and I thought that her performance was okay, but it wasn't great. If anything, I thought that she delivered a far better performance in 8 Mile than she did in L.A Confidential. But what I like about this movie is that whilst it is very complex, there are a lot of layers to this movie, but it is a film that requires the audience to pay attention and to think. This isn't a movie that just, on the one side, we want you to see how lush and brilliant the production is, but we're going to put the crime to the back burner. No. This is a film that you have to pay close attention to. I do feel that one unnecessary segment was the relationship between Guy Pearce's character and Kim Basinger's character in the movie. I don't think that needed to be in the movie. But as a film, it is brilliantly written. And there was one clever joke in there with Lana Turner where Kevin Spacey's character and Guy Pearce's character go into a shop to investigate the murders. And Guy Pearce's character thinks that a hooker is actually disguised as Lana Turner, but is actually the real Lana Turner, the actress. And I thought that was a very clever scene to add in there. And it added a little bit of humour. But this is a movie that is first rate. And it's a shame because this movie was nominated for 9 Academy Awards. It won 2, and a small movie that was also released in 1997 called Titanic cleaned the boards. And every category that L.A Confidential was nominated in, Titanic won. But I'm glad that at the time of this film's release, it was not only a critical success, but it was also a box office success as well, because it deserved to be. And there was meant to be a sequel with the late Chadwick Boseman, and that movie was meant to be set in the 70s. But this movie still holds as a classic. It is brilliant. It is still currently out on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend that you give it a watch. One of the best movies from 1997 and one of my personal favorites. I'll give this one a very strong 10 out of 10. So guys, that's my review. Thank you for watching. As always, guys, please help support this channel. I want you to hit that subscribe button so you can be part of this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you get notifications when my video is going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. Leave your comment with whether you've actually seen L.A Confidential. And what do you think about it? And how do you still feel about it 25 years after its release? Comment down below and I shall see you all in the next film review. Take care.